Hello all, this is the second video for storefront and curtain wall. Refer to the first one to see actual input of these values. It was done here through the Glazer Studio reports and demonstrating how to do that. For you young estimators out there, that's a good video to watch. It'll be the first video of storefront and curtain wall. So this one, I'm going to show the difference between storefront and curtain wall. There are few differences. They are very much the same. So the idea here is understanding how curtain wall is installed as opposed to storefront. You'll notice here that this is formulaic because it doesn't have this back gradient. Horizontals is exactly half of the number of joints. So if I put 500, it'll be 250. You can obviously change this as you would like, and it's a very simple formula, D5 divided by 2. Storefront is the same quantity, the same caulk, stock lengths, joints, steel, DLOs less than, greater than. This is slightly different in that is 6 all the way up to 18 because storefront is obviously going to be, or I'm sorry, curtain wall is obviously going to be a little larger. Furthermore, you are counting the number of verticals as opposed to the number of bays. And that goes into understanding why horizontals is a value that is to be considered for the install. Set and seal horizontals. All right, because the horizontals are installed in the field onto the shear blocks, whereas storefront, the bays are fabricated in the shop, and you're basically just setting the bays and glazing them. Also, you're doing the cap as well. Let's see what this reads here. It's a little difficult to figure the cap. You're taking the horizontals plus the verticals. I guess it makes sense. You're generally good there. That is tied into the this 56% ties in the cap because you're generally setting the DLOs and capping at the same time, I guess. But they are the capping is allotted into the DLO percentage. Standard 68% of the total man hours of 3364. 68 of that is allotted to install. 23 is allotted to caulk. 9 is allotted to fab. Now there are going to be more extrusions per vertical, per detail, I guess. So just when you're figuring this, depending on how easily you can cut, if you got the Rhino system, you might want to change that around. Certainly check these out and see how you like to do it. 127 is the number of stock lengths, and 500 is the number of joints. Over here with tiebacks, 15 tiebacks comes over to here. This is 3 man 1 hour to install 15 tiebacks for 45 total man hours. So this is the install value of tiebacks. These two are basically throw. You can make them whatever you want. You have open, you have break and corners as throw boxes. Open is always going to be there. This one's filled up with SSG, I guess. But so SSG, you can say 4 linear feet, and then you would just figure the number of stock lengths by 24 and plug in that number if you want to figure for your SSG. For the flashing, the GCs are kind of asking for that more and more, I guess, so I threw that in there. That's just the same idea as, what's the term? Self-adhering flashing. I kind of lost my train of thought. Utilities are the same. Just to reiterate here, utility is all here. You can even change the name. As you can see, they all have the gradient, so you can change all of them. So if a 19-foot scissor then turns into a 21-foot scissor, you can change it. And if the price is 400, you can change that as well. And that will show up here. This value is marked up and taxed. Okay. The next video I will get into establishing where the drop downs come from, and I'll get into the adventures of doors. And I guess I'll just demonstrate the I don't demonstrate the buttons very often because they're pretty obvious. You know, hide curtain wall 2, and then unhide curtain wall 2 is here. Those buttons are down here. Hide, unhide curtain wall 2, 3, unhide, da da da. You can hide curtain wall 1. Clear all. Generally stay away from that. Clear curtain wall 1, clear curtain wall 2. That's all in there. The next video, I'm going to be going over the adventure of doors. Thank you.